Hey guys, this episode has been brought to you by our sponsor, Rashid Jones at One Team Realty. Buying a home has never been easier with Rashid and One Team Realty. Ask about the free money for closing costs and down payment assistance. Call or text 407-925-6538. If you're looking for a home in the state of Florida, specifically maybe Orlando, Central Florida, go ahead and give Rashid Jones the calls at One Team Realty, 407-925-6538. You're probably wondering, what the hell? Today's Friday and it's not Tuesday. But the announcement that I had at the live show was that Carla has officially quit her job and I am now jobless. I'm following my dream. I'm pushing to different things. I'm working on my own. And I had that plan put together. And I feel so happy. I feel so much better. So with that being said, I am going to be releasing 1 to 2 episodes monthly extra for you guys with just me storytelling. I like to recap sometimes what in my past has brought me to where I am now. So I'm just going to tell you guys a few quick stories. And today's story is going to be all about this live show that I had. Wow. I still can't even believe that it happened, that it was amazing. It was more than I could have ever expected. But I'm still going to keep it going in the same fashion as the other episodes. So let's start with shit you should know. This week, I have to tell you guys something really important. And I've been saying this every time I tell you guys about it. Vote, vote, vote. We have to vote. The polls for early voting are officially open. And what the hell does that mean? That means that you can go vote 2 weeks prior. You don't have to wait until your designated location to go vote. I've been speaking to you about voting in these midterms elections, specifically here in Florida, because I am from Florida and we have a huge race with the governor, but it's also everything else that we need to vote for. Amendment 4. Come to find out in the last episode with James Smith, something that I did not know, and is that we're only one of 3 states in the country that doesn't allow for felons to vote. I really thought that it was the entire country. I guess being from Florida, you don't think about what's going on in the other states sometimes, since I'm not into politics or the law like that. So I thought it was everywhere, but no, it's just us, and that's just ridiculous. So we need to get out there. The first day of early voting here, over 900,000 voters went to the polls, and it was a record-breaking high throughout the country for early voting. And that, to me, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. That means we are listening. So we have to be active, get out there to the polls, and vote early if you can. Republicans did dominate the polls in the early days. So I'm thinking that's probably because it's old, white, retired men that are just home hanging out, doing nothing. They're like, oh, let me take my old self over here and then go have a beer at home. You know, but it's okay. We still have plenty of time. Women voters also outpaced men in voting so far in Florida, 55% to 45%. I'm thinking those are probably stay-at-home moms, put the kid in like on her lap or in the car seat and say we're about to go vote, because for us women, this is serious. You know, we have to vote for someone who takes us seriously, that is willing to give us equal rights and doesn't just come out here and is me to Trump and wants to grab us by our poom poom, you know, just because they think they can. That's not cool. Suburban voters also outpace rural and urban voters in Florida. 43% suburban, 34% urban, and 22% rural. Makes sense. A lot of women or people in the suburbs have maybe nannies or jobs that allow them to leave early and take as much time as they want. Still, that's not an excuse. We have plenty of time. You can mail in your ballot. They're open early. You don't have to go to your assigned one. Just find some time to go. It's go time. We have to vote like they're giving out free food or a new pair of Jordans for free. You know, we go out to all these things. Let's do it for the midterms, just like we did it back in the day for Obama. I'm not sure if you watched, for whoever's voting here in Florida specifically, the debate between DeSantis and Gillum. But seriously, guys, it was better than a Love and Hip Hop show or old episodes of The Real World. It was good. And it made me kind of angry because, I don't know if you watched them, DeSantis' demeanor, he's talking to Gillum like he's, you know, like he's above him. And I'm like, who are you? Like, you really are Trump's mini-me. But Gillum held his composure so well. He's meant for that. I could not be running for governor next to that man because I wouldn't have held myself together. He is disrespectful, but what a smart man. It was great. It was great. If you haven't if you didn't watch the first one, I'm going to go ahead and tag the YouTube link to the first one. And I believe today, while I'm recording this, the second one should be today around 6 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post both links and you can watch both. So I know sometimes we don't have time to be at home watching it on TV or I have cable. I only have cable because I have a phone at the house now to make sure that when I take Ayana's phone away when she's grounded, I can call her on the house phone. Only reason why I have cable, they gave it to me as a bundle. So I did watch it on YouTube, though. It's better without commercials. And I will go ahead and link the debates here for you guys to be able to watch it. Also, since now the early polls are open, I am also going to link for all the counties here in Florida a link. And all you have to do is click on it. And it will take you and give you a list of addresses and locations where it's open for early voting. Again, on November 6th, you have to go to your assigned place. Before then, you can go to any of those locations and vote. So it might be one that's closer to your job or one that's closer to somebody who's going to watch your kids or one that's close to the bar you were going to go drink with your friends. And you're like, you know what, hold on. Let me stop here real quick and vote and then go have a drink. There's no excuse. We make time for whatever we want to make time for, what we think is important. So let's make time for these midterms elections. And again, ballotpedia.org. Don't show up to the polls and do a Christmas tree on the ballot. Please don't. I've done it before. I'm sure you guys have done it before. We can admit to it, but once we know better, we do better. So let's go ahead and go to ballotpedia.org. You put your address on there, and it'll tell you what your ballot will look like. So you can be informed and make an informed decision on who you're voting for. Another thing that I want to do is I want to kind of throw a midterm elections party. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to give you guys more information on it soon. When you go vote, hold on to your sticker. Whoever follows me on social media, I told you guys, hold on to that sticker that says I voted or whatever evidence you have that says that you mailed in your ballot. When you have that, we're going to go out here somewhere in Orlando, hopefully somewhere around downtown Orlando, Dr. Phillips area, not sure where. I'll give you guys more, so keep following me on social media at Carla Wilmaris or at Shit on 30 Podcast on Instagram and Twitter as well. I'm going to go ahead and post whenever I find where we're going. We'll go in. Hopefully we'll have a free shot with your I Voted ticket, free entrance. We'll just hang out and it'll be like a happy hour. And usually they announce who won around 9 p.m. So all of us can watch together and have like a watch party, happy hour type thing. I really don't care who you voted for. If you vote, I don't care, honestly. I'll tell you who I'm going to vote for. I tell you what I think is best for us to vote for. But whatever is best for you, you vote for. Just vote. That's what I want to emphasize here. Just vote. I don't give a damn who you vote for. And we'll come hang out, and then you can come hang out with me and my friends. And it'll be fun. And I need a couple of drinks. It's been stressful. Anyway, so again, for shit you should know this week, it's time to vote. The early polls are open. I'm going to link all of these websites, the Ballotpedia, the links to find out which polls are open in your county where you can go, what the address is. And let's just make an informed decision because it's our lives and we need to. You vote or die, okay? So to talk about this live show, who would have thought that within 7 months I would have done a live show? I really didn't think so. I didn't think that I had what it takes to do it yet. I'm like, maybe nobody's going to come out. And that fear. And that's the same fear that I've had when I was at work and I didn't want to quit my job. But I'm like, you know what? If I don't have a job, I won't be able to feed my child. I don't put things. Fear holds you back from putting things into perspective and saying, maybe you can. You actually can. And the power of my thoughts lately have led me to believe and allow certain things to happen, which I never thought were possible. So 2 months ago, I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this live show. A Loud Gallery was like, I want you to do it here. And I'm like, I'm not ready. And Moxie over there is like, you're ready. So I'm like, okay, fine. Well, let's go ahead and do this. And then I had KMR Studios, which is actually the podcasting studio that I use when I'm not recording at home. They're amazing. Like they sound engineers. They know what the hell they're doing. They have all the equipment. So they're like, we got you. We believe in you. And I'm like, you too? Okay, well, if you guys believe in me, I should believe in myself, which really I should have believed in myself from day one. But it's really hard when you have all these thoughts and all these people from outside and from your background telling you, you're not good enough, or you're just supposed to work a 9 to 5, or, just shut the fuck up. People don't care what you have to say. But the response from the podcast itself has been so great that I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. So let's talk about a little about what it takes to come up with a live show. It feels when you're going to one that you just show up and people just come on stage and that's it. You just go on stage and talk. You do whatever you have to do and then everybody leaves. Yeah, fucking right. That's not what it is. I have to come up with the tickets and come to find out. So if anyone out there is throwing an event or a party, Eventbrite is great, but I made a huge mistake. The first mistake that I made was I ate the cost of the fees, which is fine. I really wanted to not give an extra expense to people that were coming for the first time. I wanted it to be $20 flat for the ticket. And this time it was fine. But those fees that you usually pay with a place like Eventbrite, it happened that I ended up having to eat those fees. So that's something to think about for the next one when it's just as many people or more. Then they were like, oh, do you want to use PayPal for your money to go straight into PayPal? And I'm like, sure. Boom. They hit me with another fee. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's not that much. Then when PayPal receives the money, oh, there goes another fee. So I'm like, oh my God, there's all these fees that I did not know I would have outside of like each ticket sale. So I'm thinking I have a projected number that I'm going to give to charity, and that's not what it was because I had to pay all these fees. But that's just fine. So this is just one thing that I figured I learned about this live show for people that want to do a live show or any other type of event, like I said, and want to use Eventbrite. Maybe they can find something else or just not choose those options. Next, I have the location, and when I got there, I didn't realize that I needed to bring all the equipment. So thank God again to Anthony and Mello over at KMR Studios. They brought everything. So fast forward a little bit, I needed to find something to wear. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to wear, y'all. I had no idea. I ended up finding an outfit. I believe it was the day before the show. I went to Zara and I must have spent about $400, and I would buy the stuff, come home, and then go back and return it. I'm like, I don't like this. I forgot to lose weight before the show. I was like, okay, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. That didn't happen, it didn't happen. So with ticket sales at first, I was nervous, and I'm like, people in Orlando really don't know what a live show is. We don't have them here. What podcasts do we have that are big enough? There are some that have done live shows, but the production that I had in mind for my show, it's a little bit different than what has been seen here in Orlando. And I went to one which I loved, and it was Laura Diaz, which actually I'm going to be recording with her tomorrow. Really excited. And hers was hilarious. I loved the venue. I loved where she was at. So I'm like, I wanted to be something like that. Plus, I had already been to Horrible Decisions, and theirs is on a whole nother level. But I had such a good time going to theirs, and I'm like, I want to mimic something like this. This is when having a friend in that space in a different state where it's a lot more common to have live shows. It helped me to see that from the outside and from the inside, both. So we'll start with the day of. It was a mess. I wanted everything done on time. And when you want something done your way, you do it yourself. But sometimes as one person, you can't. You need help. So I got into this huge fight with my boyfriend because he was picking up the chairs, but I forgot that he's slow. He's just like slow as molasses, but it's just who he is. And I've known this now for 5.5 years. So maybe I shouldn't have given him something that's time sensitive, because although he's going to get it done, he's not going to get it done when I want him to. And we ended up fighting, and I was already stressed out. I had to apologize, but whatever. It worked out. Everything worked out. I had my makeup done by Akira. Poor girl who did my makeup. The whole time, I was burping. My anxiety was through the roof. So I was drinking. I couldn't stop burping. I couldn't close my eyes because I would get really dizzy and start freaking out. I needed to breathe. Ayana was getting her makeup done, and when I look over at Ayana, she has a whole beat face. She told me she was going to do light makeup, and I'm like, all right, it's a big day for me. She wants to support her mommy. She can do a little light makeup. I turned around. I thought I saw RuPaul. I said, well, girl, what are you doing? This is not what we agreed on. Well, she's like, oh, mommy, it's just because of the wing. Honestly, those look like an American Airlines airplane wings, okay? She could have flew off in them wings. But anywho, Last minute, also, I had to call my friend Janine. She is the most amazing producer, showrunner, event planner. That day, she's like, I'm printing out your paperwork. You need this. You need that. She showed up at the venue. It's like, this is dirty. You guys don't have this. We need A, B, C, and D. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's taking charge. What would I have done without her? I have no idea. Also, Mandy. So Mandy, the week before the show, decided to come. And that she was able to come. So that to me was... It felt so good to have someone there that understood what I was doing and that had done it before. So there were a few things. She's like, oh, do you have a showrunner? I said, well, what the hell is a showrunner? Someone who's going to run around during the show? I don't know what that means. She's like, no, Carla, you need to know what time you start and 10 minutes later what goes next. And from 8:15 to 8:20, this happens. And from 8:20 to 8:30, this happens. And I'm like, I don't have one of those. So boom, she helped me get that one together. And she's like, you need someone who's going to cue you when you need to go to the next subject. And I'm like, oh, do I? She's like, yeah, you're not going to know what the hell is going on or what time it is. And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. So having someone, again, that has done it before and that is there to help you, I don't know what I would have done without her either. It takes a team, and it took a huge team for me to pull this together. So right before the show started, I didn't want to get there yet just because the community was going on, and I just didn't want to take away from the fact that I just wanted to go on stage. I didn't want to get nervous. I didn't want to see what was going on inside. So I go to, there's a gay bar next door. So when I arrive, I go over there and I just start taking shots. And I tell the bartender, I'm like, I need a shot of Crown Apple. And I think I need another one. And wait a minute, I need one more because my hands won't stop shaking and I'm so nervous. And when I first released 40 tickets, I said, I just want 40 people to come. I added 10 more and I made it 50. When right before I announced that Mandy was coming, I added a few more, so I was at about 52. And then she's like, I'm coming. She goes, I'm like, okay, I'll up it to 60. I had 8 more. I sold 60. Then the wait list on Eventbrite grew and I kept getting messages. Oh, I want to come too. Oh, is there any way you can get more tickets? So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and open it to where people can come to the show and pay at the door. And I thought I would just do standing room. But we were able to get enough chairs above 60. So we ended up having about 80 people at the show. Guys, I have never done any type of public speaking in this way. But when I was a little girl, I always wanted to be on stage. I always wanted a microphone on me. I always wanted to, just speak to people. And growing up, I'm like, I want a platform. What platform I want, I don't know. But to get up on that stage and see the love, the overwhelming support, it could have shut me down, or it could have said like, this is too much for me. But no, it fueled me. And it also made me very emotional inside because I had so many friends there. I had the family that needed to be there. My cousin from New York and his wife were there. My sister were there. And people that I had not seen in years were there. And on top of that, so many people, I didn't know who the hell they were. I interact with everyone on social media. And if you've ever DM'd me, you know that I'm going to DM you back. And I feel like I know them all. But at the same time, I don't know their names. And most of the time, I don't even know what they look like. I'm just talking to folks and I know their Instagram handle. So I go on stage right after the comedian and I just felt like I belonged there. The same way that I felt when I went to the radio station. I was nervous because I'm like, holy shit, there's so many millions of people that are going to be listening to the show. Or I'm sitting next to Johnny from Johnny's house. I'm like, this is huge. This is the biggest morning show ever. So I'm sitting on stage and I'm just feeling so blessed. And the second I get up on that stage, I had to poop. I was like, holy shit, it's about to happen. I'm going to poop in here in front of everybody on stage. What am I going to do? So nerve-wracking. But I didn't. I didn't poop. I held it together. And I spoke about, my shit you should know. And I did the entire episode the way I would do any of these episodes in the studio. And it felt like natural. I loved it. I felt like I can say whatever I wanted and people were engaged. And I didn't expect that. I didn't. And I should have, because the amount of support and love that I get from each and every one of you guys every week is amazing. And I would have never quit my job to pursue my dream if I didn't feel like what I was doing, it's what I'm meant to be doing. Anyways, I get off of stage. Finally, Mandy came up, Anthony came up, and I'm done. Show's over. And I'm going to get off and I say hi to someone. And all of a sudden, there's a line of people. And I'm like, well, why are you guys making a line to talk to me and take pictures? Like, hey, guys, I'm waving. It's just me. But people wanted to take pictures. And I'm like, this is so weird. But it felt so good. So let me tell you guys to the extent of this show. So I had one girl that flew in from Chicago by herself. I was like, did you really come here from Chicago? But she did. She came to the show. There were two friends, one from Fort Lauderdale, the other one from Savannah. They both drove and met each other. I guess Orlando's kind of halfway. So they drove and came to the show together. I had an overwhelming amount of people from Tampa. My really good friend growing up, Shaquana, and her new fiance were there. I had two podcasts from Tampa that came, Zio and Rome podcast, as well as the Crispy Roundtable. I was just on his show. He released an episode, so you guys should go listen to that episode. He came in, and there were some other people there from Tampa. I had two that came from Miami, and then everyone else from here. And I was just like, wow, to come see me, thank you. I cannot thank you all enough. I don't know when the next one will be, but I want to make sure that whenever I do the next one, that it's just as good of a production and that I'm out here doing the best that I can to put out the best content for you. And when you come out, I'm entertaining you guys, or I'm speaking on things that we can all learn from. I'm projecting for the 1 year anniversary to do another one. To get ready between March and April, I definitely want to see everyone from Orlando at this next live show. I will make sure that it will be just as good, if not better, because there's so much more that I know now. There were certain little things that I wanted to do and I didn't do, but there's always a next time, and I'm planning to keep this going for a very, very long time. So that was my experience, basically having a live show. If you guys have any questions about it, just hit me up. If you want to do one yourself and it's like, hey, what should I do? I'll tell you. I am planning on starting some ebooks for you guys and tutorials on how to get a podcast started. So be on the lookout for that very soon. I want everyone to have the same opportunity that I did growing up. And there were some hiccups in the beginning that I didn't know. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to start your own. I feel like if you have something to say it. If you feel like you're a creative and you have to put the information out there, put it out. If it's going to make you feel better, if that's what you really, really want to do. People start podcasts every day. So if you're telling yourself, oh, I'll just wait until sometime next year to start it, by the time you start it, there'll be another 100,000 podcasts out. And podcasts are the new way to go. Also, can you guys believe that ABC sponsored me? Everyone had a glass of wine and they gave me different wines and good wines, okay? I'm like, when I went to go pick up all the cases of wine, I'm like, wow, I'm so blessed for this. This would have been another expense for me that I would have to take away from my charity, which I did not want to do. And I'm like, well, thank you so much, ABC. That's what I wanted, what I needed, and it happened. So unless you ask, you're never going to know whether it's a yes or a no. I asked and they said yes. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is what I wanted, So again, thank you to everyone that came out from here, from out of town, from out of state, family, friends. I love you all. And thank you so much for supporting me in this crazy dream of mine of being a podcaster and radio personality. Let's go on to unsolicited advice. I'm going to go ahead and give you one because I feel like giving a little advice today. Let me tell you how I'm feeling today about what you got going on. Okay, so this letter starts. So, I tell my best friend everything that goes on in my life, from school, work, family life, boyfriend, etc. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for 8 months, and things have been great. Except when we have sex. He doesn't last very long, and his libido is low, so we don't have sex as much as I would want to. I'm a crybaby and shy, but my best friend is really confident and doesn't take shit. So long story short, we were all at a house party and I got into an argument with my boyfriend, which just spiraled and I ended up walking away crying. My best friend was so drunk, and when she saw me crying, she started cussing out my boyfriend in front of everyone at the party. She told everyone that he's a fuck boy and He's shit in bed and comes in 30 seconds, amongst other things. Damn, girl, 30 seconds though? Woo. My boyfriend was a laughing stock at the party, and it was all over his people's Snapchats. I didn't even know this was happening. I was upstairs, upset in the toilet, and music was playing. He's really mad at me, and we haven't spoken in a few days. I tried to reach out to him, but no response. I really don't know what to do because I feel like I can no longer trust my friend, and I've lost my boyfriend. What am I supposed to do to fix this? Girl. So I feel like as girls, we tell our friends a lot. And I've come to understand that the older we get, there's certain things we need to keep to ourselves. So when we're younger, we tell our friends everything about our boyfriends. But you know what? Some things just need to stay inside and stay within your relationship unless you're really done. Like your man being a 30-second man, I really, really hope it's not 30 seconds. That's, how can you be happy with a man that only gives you 30 seconds, girl? Oh my God. But your friend was trying to protect you. If it spiraled to the point where you walked away crying, that must have been a serious argument. And your friend, who you open up to and tell her everything, you have invested her into your relationship, into your life. So when you're hurt, she's hurt. And whether she was drinking or not, you said she's a very outspoken and, she's not shy like you are. So when she sees you hurting, she's going to stand up for you as a friend should. Was it her place to say everything that she said? Maybe not. But was he right also for upsetting you to the point where you were going to cry? Probably not. So they're both wrong in their respective ways. I would be upset if I was him too. Like, damn, everybody now knows I'm a 30-second man. Well, sir, we're going to need you to get that shit together. Because, who wants a man that's with them for 30 seconds? Just the thought of it, I'm like, you know what? Y'all need to break up. That's unacceptable. But if you're happy, I guess. That man, after 8 months, he probably is not going to get over it. It's only 8 months. Thank God that it wasn't 10 years that you have to deal with 30 seconds. But if he doesn't want to talk to you anymore, fuck it. You guys aren't together anymore. But your friend was just sitting there, standing up for you. Maybe you might want to talk to her next time and say, it upset me that you talked about what I told you in private. No one needed to know that. And she'll understand that it was wrong. I'm pretty sure she'll understand. But she was defending you as a friend. There's plenty of times that I've had friends that shit goes down because they've involved me into their relationship, And I've been invested enough where it's like, I'm going to whoop this man's ass. It's going to happen because I feel like if he's hurting you, he's hurting me. So just talk to your friend. You're not going to cut your friend off. You can trust your friend. It's just a matter of a conversation. And if you lose your 8-month, 30-second boyfriend, get over it. It's okay. You'll find the next one that will last a lot more than 30 seconds, hopefully. But don't be upset at your friend. Really, it's okay. You'll be just fine. Okay. One more. This one says, me and my ex are currently working things out, and I just found out through his email, he doesn't know I still have his password. Guys are so dumb. That he has 3 different STIs. Whew, girl. It says, I don't know what to do now. Before anyone assumes, no, I don't have any STIs. I was tested as soon as we broke up. I know he slept with girls after me, so I'm not surprised. Why who just goes out and gets Okay, anyways. But I just don't know how to tell him that I know. Or do I not tell? Ma'am, first of all, be happy and grateful that you don't have any STDs or STIs. I don't know what the difference between an STD and an STI is, but whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. They all just, I don't care which one it is. I don't want any of them. So you don't have them, thank God. But why are you asking me what to do? Run, girl. What do you mean? Just because he was sleeping with other women doesn't mean that he should have gotten an STI. Does he not use protection? Do you want to be with someone that when he's not with you, he's sleeping with other women without protection? That's so irresponsible. We are grown. There are plenty of condoms out there. You don't just sleep with random people unprotected. No, that's not what we do. And the fact that you have his password, cool. And I understand you guys were broken up, so you can't really be like, oh, you were sleeping with other people. But this whole STI thing, he should have told you. And if he's communicating this with someone else, or I don't know if you saw the results or him telling someone, It's just gross. You hopefully they're all curable. I don't know, and you don't say on here how long you guys were together beforehand, so I'm not sure if it's a relationship of 6-7 years or that you guys were engaged at some point in time and now he comes home. But 3 STIs, is that like gonorrhea, chlamydia, and I don't know, herpes? Is herpes an STI? I don't know. 3 different things? That's too much, baby. That's too much for me. So if you want my opinion, you don't got to tell him a goddamn thing. You just go ahead and pick up your stuff and tell him, I got to go. I got to go. If you do want to tell him why it is. And you have a very justified reason as to why you don't want to mess with him no more. That's just nasty. This is gross. No, ma'am. Walk away now. Tell him if you want to. I wouldn't tell him a goddamn thing. I would just be like, I got to go. This is not for me. I realize that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore and keep it moving. But, 3 STIs. Not going to happen. So, honey, in my opinion, move on. There's plenty of other men out here. Plenty of fish in the sea. And now on to my shit talk. I'm not sure if I talked about this before on a previous episode or not, but my cat lady's cats are really getting on my last nerve. They pooped on my car again. I really don't know if it's poop or if it's throw up. It might be throw up. They're throwing up on my car. I'm over it. I just really want these cats gone. So today I looked up the number for animal services and I called them and I told them that I have a lot of stray cats around and that they're bringing diseases and that my dog is going to eat one of them if they don't come and pick them up. So they told me they were going to come and pick up these cats. So I cannot wait for them to show up to the street and pull all them cats in a cage and take them over to ASPCA or the animal control, wherever the hell they take them. But the cats have got to go. If you have cats, bro, just keep them home. Like, I understand whenever my dog runs away, people probably be like, damn, this dog is out here again running around. But every day, these cats on my car, cat hair, cat paws, scratches, poop everywhere. No, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And the next thing I'm going to get is some raccoon traps, and I'm going to trap them myself, and I'm going to take them somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I'm not going to kill them because that's animal cruelty, and it's a crime, and I don't commit crimes. But listen, they're making me want to get a BB gun and shoot them all. I'm really considering a BB gun. I'm going to Google if BB guns kill the cats, because maybe they'll just scare them and they won't come around my place anymore. But we're still working on that. Hopefully before it gets to that point, the animal control will come get them, the people, and put them in the car because I'm over them. And I'm really thinking about releasing my dog, big old 75-pound pit bull, but she's so pussy, man. Like, she is like the pussy cat. She does not do anything to these cats, but I'm hoping that maybe she'll like scare them off, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that was today's episode with me, just me. I am going to start doing one more thing, though. I really need you guys to rate and review this podcast. It's so important for the growth of the show. There's algorithms and all that. And I really don't care about, how the popularity, as long as I'm putting out content, and I do want it to grow. So I want more people to be able to find the podcast and listen to me and listen to what you guys have to say and the letters that you send in. So I figured that every week I was going to read one of the reviews and say your name. So one week your name might be the one read on here from the iTunes reviews. So today I'm going to read one, and it says it's from Nina Nicole G. It says, I love this podcast. This was definitely a great one. I wish they would mention what they were drinking every time. You know what? I'm thinking about every time that we're drinking or there's a wine, whether it's liquor, we're going to talk about it and just say, what we're drinking. Nothing too fancy. I don't like making too many mixed drinks. So if I'm drinking vodka, if I'm drinking Crown, whichever new wine that I'm drinking, because I love testing new wines, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. That's a good idea. Thank you, Nina. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So again, go to iTunes, open it up, you put Shit I'm 30 or Carla Wilmaris, the podcast will come up, you scroll down, you give us as many, whatever many stars, hopefully 5 stars, and you leave a review. You choose your own name that you want to leave on there, and tell me whatever it is that you want. And during the episode, I might just read your review. So thank you again for being here for this podcast. Don't forget, again, rate and review, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, wherever you want. And I will go ahead and look for those reviews. Thank you again. And you guys have a great day.